Good evening and welcome. It's Friday, November the 21st. We're just a few days away from Thanksgiving in 2025, and then we'll roll into December. And then before you know it, the year will be over and we'll be into 2026. Now, not sure about you, but this year has gone by pretty quickly for me. And it seems like as the years go by, they go by faster and faster. Continuing another conversation regarding becoming a millionaire in 5 years. That's what I'm doing. And that's why I've got this channel. It's dedicated to that. But the reason why is, how do I want to walk into retirement? So that's what I'm working through. That's what I'm processing through. And that's what I'm doing here openly with you guys. My name is Chad from the West Coast. I am solving for X, which is my own problem. How do I go into retirement and not have government cheese and drink powdered milk? I still have my hoodie on because I was a little cold today. So I just kept it on and figured we'd have a conversation. So a couple of days ago, I shared some statistics, and I have more information to share with those statistics. And I thought statistics, and I thought it'd be pretty interesting to see retirement by ethnicity. And so I did some research just like any one of you guys can. You can look it up. You can Google it. You can go on AI and whatever prompts you want to use to search for. You can get some information and some numbers. That's exactly what I did. So these numbers are not mine. They are by, these are the 2022 Federal Reserve data. Now, if you didn't pay attention to school in mathematics, there's a couple of terms, mean mode and median. Tonight we're going to talk about the mean and the median. The mean, what that means in arithmetic, it's the same as saying average, but the mean is it's a mathematical term. With regards to retirement, the mean is not the number we want to look at because it is not representative of the largest subsection of a group within a larger group, if that makes sense. So for example, the mean, I say the being average is mean. So there you go. There's your easy way to remember that. Being average is mean. Don't be average as you walk into your third quarter of your life. I'm 50 years old, soon to be 51. And I want to have a charging, winning third quarter going into my fourth quarter. So that's what this is about, having a strong fourth quarter. So let's get down to it. So the mean net worth by race or ethnicity in the U.S. from 2022 data. The red bar graph there. Again, this is the average. That's 1,827,000. Now, the problem with taking an average, so this is the average net worth. The problem with this is your average is you take all of the numbers, add them up, and divide it by the total numbers, the total quantity of numbers that you have, and you'll get a number. And the problem with that is your lower numbers are skewed by your higher numbers. And currently in today's marketplace, the high numbers are really high and the low numbers are really low. So the red bar graph there, that's your, that just says Asians, 1,827,000 as the average net worth. That is not your neighbor. It could be, but but all practical intents and purposes, that is not your neighbor. This is somebody you probably, somewhere you may or may not know this person, but for the most part, because the numbers are skewed. Remember I said that to begin with, the averages skew the lower numbers a lot higher than what they actually are. And then if you go to the purple, the other, that's going to be all your other, it's the catch-all box. So you'll have some islanders in there and you'll have a whole bunch of other groups of people in there. And their average is $389,000 as their average net worth for that particular group. You take let's see, you take the orange box there, and this says black, and that's from the Federal Reserve. The average is $211,000 net worth. if you're trying to figure out and trying to determine what is net worth and what does that mean, take all your assets minus all your liabilities, and the differences would be your net worth. So that's what we're working with. Again, now if we're looking at averages, take all of your numbers, add them up, divide it by the total quantity of numbers, and you get your average number, which skews the lowest numbers higher. We just take our, in the green box there, Hispanic, $227,000 as the average retirement income. Now, you might think any one of these numbers is high today in comparison to where you are, because you may not even have, like Dave Ramsey says, most people don't have $1,000 in their bank account, in their savings account. So you might think all of these numbers are high in comparison to what you currently have. But we're going to talk tonight about some ways we can change that and change your life and how you walk into retirement. I am not a retirement planner or a financial planner or a certified financial professional. I am one guy solving my own problems because I don't want to eat government cheese and drink powdered milk. And then if we take your white Caucasian, non-Hispanic in the blue graph there, the average is 1,367,000. So these are your average numbers across the board for most people groups. But I think the better one to look at, which is more representative of your neighbor, is this here. This is the median. Now, coming back to the term, median is a mathematical term, and this is the number in the middle. So take three numbers, 1, 2, 3. The number 2 is the median because it is direct in the middle. Well, how does that apply to larger people groups, larger populations? We'll take 1 million people. How does the median apply in a scenario like that? Well, it's going to take the largest subsection of that group that falls in a range or a category, and that would be your median. So, for example, take 1 million people, and let's say 500,000 earn about the same number, or 300,000 or 400,000 of those people earn about the same or have about the same. That would be your median. So the median net worth by race and ethnicity, according to the U.S. Federal Reserve data from the year 2022. So it's probably been adjusted since then, since we're at the end of 2025. Your white Caucasian non-Hispanic, 285,000 as the median net worth. Your, let's see, black, it says 44,900. Green, Hispanic, 61,600. Asian, 536,000. And your other, 62,900. Now, this is more representative, I say of your neighbor, but of the largest people group. The largest subsection of that people group falls in this range. Now, how do most people make up their net worth again? So what is your net worth? That is your assets minus your liabilities. So your assets could be everything that you own, any equity in homes or property, in homes or other property, things that you own, minus all of your liabilities. Now, it could be true that a bulk of people have a lot of their net worth factored in as equity in their homes. So that could be true. I'm not exactly sure how the Federal Reserve, where they pull these numbers from, but if I were to take a guess, that's where a bulk of the dollars are coming from. So if our median net worth is somewhere in this range, and Dave Ramsey says, if you invest $1,000 for 15 years, at the 15-year period, you'll have about $500,000. It's not enough to retire, maybe with the current lifestyle, but at least it's enough so you can have something to eat and a warm place to sleep. So then, if we're solving, and if I'm solving my own problems, and I'm doing it right here with you, I think what we have to do is, while we can look and consider the data and consider our own lives, even against the data that we have, you might be way behind or you might be right on track. So where are you at with that data? Where do you find yourself with this data? This is why I'm doing this, because I am behind. I won't say behind the eight ball, but I am behind. I am behind taking advantage of youth and time for compounding interest. So I've got some catch up and makeup to do, and we are going to solve those problems, because in 5 years I will be a millionaire and you'll be here with me. I hope you guys stay and join and follow along. I've got links in the description to join my community, and it's just an email link to exhort and encourage you. And so you can be with other people that are trying to solve their own problems. And I think that's the key. There you go. You got to be in a community of people that are with you and behind you and are cheering you on. But for the most part, money talks and financial talks is a no-go subject for most people until there is none left over. So we want to change the trajectory and change our path as we walk into the future. When we get to that day, whatever day that is, that we walk into it confidently, knowing that we've done what we can, that we've taken the steps to perform and provide ourselves with a comfortable living when we walk into those golden years. Now, some of us may need to work longer or a few more years, and some of us may get it done in a few less years. Wherever it is you find yourself, get working, get busy at it. Make decisions and make changes, but get in a community, find your community. Also in the description down below, like, subscribe, and share. But also in the description, I've got a link to my worksheet. It's a basic worksheet that it's free, and maybe it'll help you start a conversation with whomever it is you're living with, but also people around you that may have a better understanding of money than you do. Now, you can look all of this information up. I do not have the market cornered on any of this information. It is all available for your taking. I am just sharing with you what I found and what is helpful for myself. So all of this being the case, and with the median net worth for your white people, 285,000, Black 44,900, Hispanic 61,600, Asian 536,000, and the other group, Pacific Islanders and such, 62,900. If we can go into retirement with $1 million there, that certainly provides a little better hedge of protection around some of those financial things. And that's what I want to do. And I hope you want to do that too. Again, go to the description. There's a couple links there that you can connect in the community and be with other like-minded people, because doing this is going to take a community of people that want you to succeed. Not everybody wants you to succeed, and the reason why is they need you to stay the same so they can validate their own feelings and opinions about who you are. So if you got it might be you might have to cut a couple ties and talk a little bit less to some people and stop sharing all your problems with some people and find a group that is going in the direction that you want to go. Go search out and call out a financial planner, a tax planner, somebody that could give you some professional advice, but also do your own research. How much are you currently earning now, and what are your expenses now? And do your expenses exceed your earnings? If that's the case, then let's solve that problem first. Let's get our expenses under control and let's get our earnings growing, because right now for most of us, our ability to earn is our best capability to generate some type of future retirement and some wealth, so to speak. All right. So then here's a question for you. How will you change your future? I think that's probably some of the more important things to understand. How will you change your future? What is that going to look like for you? If you don't decide how you will change your future is going to show up probably close to the way it is today. What you have today will be what you have tomorrow. And the problem with that is inflation is going to eat that up. So technically speaking, you will have less. So I don't want you to have less. I want you to have what you need into the future. And I want to encourage you to make decisions to change your future. So how will you change your future? I'll tell you what I did for me a few weeks back. I was riding my motorcycle and I got to thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What changes can I make? So currently I spend less time on Instagram a day. I was averaging about 2 hours and 20 minutes a day. Now it's probably down to 30 minutes a day. And that's just because I'm checking messages. And sometimes that's the only place people message me. But I have taken back time and I've diverted that time into something more positive that can provide a return. Hell, I could just go get a job for $20 an hour and work 20 hours a week. And that would solve the wasted time on Instagram. At least I'd make $400 a week or $1,600 a month. And I could use that and put that into my retirement. I am not telling you that you should do that. But if we are going to change our future, what we need to do is change our minds and change our habits. Nothing happens without a changed mind and a changed habit. Your habit, whatever your habit is that is not allowing you to grow into the future, is probably not the best habit to continue with. It might be you hang out quite a bit. It might be you're going to this event and that event and this party and that party. But it's not allowing you to take full accountability and ownership of your future. And that's what we're doing here today. Change your mind, change your habits. Part of the mind change is, okay, I'm not listening to that group of people anymore. Maybe that's what it is. Because that group of people, all they know is the tea about everybody else. And that's all they want to do is talk the tea. Or I'm not going to the bar 5 times a week. It could be that too. But I think the thing that we need to make some adjustments and some changes to are the people groups. Because lo and behold, the people groups that you're hanging out with, there might be a small faction of those folks that need you to stay the same, and they will not allow you to grow beyond what they're doing. Does that make sense? They're not going to allow you to grow beyond what they're doing. So then you just stay the same because that is familiar and comfortable, even if it's not the best position to be in. So in your city, wherever you find yourself, find a group of people that are making a difference in their life, that they understand finances, that they understand being positive and being healthy, and they understand how to go from where you are to whatever your next step may be. So whatever your next step may be, change your mind, change your habits. Some of your habits may just be, other than wasting time, you stay up too late and you don't get up early enough. Maybe your habit is you could believe that your current day job is all that you need to work. And that might be true. That might be true for you. But those numbers that we showed earlier, these numbers here, for a bulk of the people, it's not true. It is not true. I'm sure you're going to retire at some point, and whatever it is you're retiring, that is all up to you based on your efforts, your energy, and your enthusiasm to make changes. So then, how do we change our minds? I'll submit that the way you change your mind is you change your habit first. The way you change your mind is you change your habits first, and your mind will follow. I've done this. I know. I've done it. I can tell you. But now I'm a little more. I'm a little more disciplined when I change my mind on some things, because I want to have a good future, and I hope you do too. So then, once we change our minds and once we change our habits and with the people groups that we connect with, then what? What are we trying to accomplish and what are we trying to do? Well, that's a good question. We are trying to change. We are changing our futures by changing our habits through a changed mind. Now, you might think this is all L. Ron Hubbard Dianetics, or it's Tony Robbins-esque, or whoever the other professional speakers are. And there could be some of that in there. But the reality is, when we get to the point where physically we're a little more worn down and we lose our physical capability to go out and earn an income, we will be left with whatever it is we have at that point. And I hope for you, it's not government cheese and powdered milk. All right. So then change your minds, change your habits. If you're in that, whatever group you find yourself in, you're going to need to put more money into your retirement, some type of investment plan. And you need to find a professional financial person to help you with these things. You need to find a professional financial person to help you through these things, to help you walk through and map out a plan. All of you understand GPS on your phone, so you need a GPS for your financial future. The challenge will be, most of us are embarrassed to talk finances with the people that we know because, hey, I'm a grown adult and my finances are in shambles, and I spent most of my life not being a diligent saver, not saving for a rainy day. And as soon as I earned it, I spent it, yes, on bills or whatever the case may be. Or I took my phone out and did a one-touch purchase on multiple platforms and applications. That might be you. I'm not telling you to stop spending. I'm telling you to earn more money. I am telling you, go out and earn more money so you can still maintain some of those spending habits, but so then you could stock money away for the future, because that day is coming. That day is coming for all of us. All right. So there is a few ways that you could earn more money, and I'm sure you've heard of these before, but I'm just going to share these with you because I think they're important. Here's 5 ways to earn more money. On your current job, go get a raise. If you've been there for any length of time, if you've been there for 1 year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever, go get a raise. Now, hey, Chad, you've seen the marketplace. You've seen lots of people. There's layoffs all over the place. All this kind of stuff, which is true. There's lots of things happening out there in the marketplace, and nobody is immune to a layoff. So if you're still currently working, that is a total blessing. Go get a raise. Okay. You can do that a couple of different ways. You can go talk to your boss, your boss, or the person that could say yes to a raise. And you need some tact when you do this. So if you want to learn some tactful ways to go out and ask for a raise, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll respond back that way. But you need a tactful way to do this, because you can't just go say, hey, boss, I've been here for 2 years. I need more money because I got to pay for my retirement. So he does too. So you can't do that. Well, then how would you go about getting a raise? One way is to write down and catalog what you've help the company accomplish through your work, energy, and effort beyond your regular job title or job description? Is there something at work or in your job where, because of your tenacity and skill set, they've been able to improve workflow, work processes, or efficiencies because you saw something that was inefficient? That's one way to get a raise. Another way to get a raise within your existing company is go to the internal job board or hiring board or however they post new jobs that is maybe in a different department, but that you understand it. That's another way to get a raise at your same company. Heck, if you've been there for any length of period of time, there might be some opportunity. There might be some other job roles that you thought you were not capable of doing, but as you talk to other people in that specific role, they say, "Oh, hey, Chad, Chad, you'd be great. You'd be great at this." So things like that. If there is an opening at your company that when they have the job description and the pay range down there, and the pay range is more than what you're currently making, put your eyes on that and get to work. So that's one way. Get a raise at your current job, because that's one of the best ways to do it, especially if you like working at the company that you're at. Hell, even if you don't like working there, go get a raise and get better at it. Learn to like the work. You got to learn to like the work and learn to provide more value in the work before you ask for more money. Provide the value before you ask for more. You can't just say, "Boss, I want more money because I've been here for 2 years." That doesn't work. It doesn't sound good. That's like your kids. "Hey, I want to raise my allowance because I want to get something else." Well, but your work doesn't prove that you are earning more. So prove that you're worth more in certain areas, and just test it out within your existing company. Don't just go in there asking for more money because you've been there for longer. Because it doesn't work. That doesn't work. That is not the best place to go ask for more money just because you spent 2 years there, 3 years, or 5 years there. Show them how your work brings money to the table for them, makes their life easier, makes their job easier. And then the last thing on your job, what you can do is talk to your boss. "Hey, boss, just wondering, is there anything else I can do here that would increase my overall value to the company, that would afford me the opportunity to ask for a raise?" Did you catch that? "Hey, boss, is there anything here in the company that I could do, that I could learn to do, that would afford me the opportunity to ask for a raise?" "Boss, I'm not even asking for a raise, but I'm prepping you. I like to ask for a raise. But before that, I want to find out, is there anything else in the company that I can do that provides more value that would afford me the opportunity to ask for a raise?" There you go. That's one tidbit for you. Go get a second job. There's a lot of people with second jobs, and if you can't get the raise or a promotion to a new role at your existing job, maybe another company is hiring that they're automatically paying more. But for a lot of folks, you just got to go get a second job, whatever that may be. I was telling you in the beginning, I was spending 17 hours on Instagram a week. I said, well, hell, I can just go work 20 hours a week somewhere and get $20 an hour, $400 a week, $1,600 a month, and take all that money and put it into a retirement savings plan. So go get a second job. There's lots of people with second jobs. There's lots of people driving Uber Eats and DoorDash. I've seen them driving Uber around, driving Lyft around, doing all these other things. You can even clean houses on the weekend. So you can go get a second job. I will say, getting a second job, if you have to do it, go do that. It wouldn't necessarily be my go-to thing, because I'm trying to move out of trading time for income. So I'm putting together I'm putting the wheels in motion to not have to trade time for income, if that makes sense. All right. So we're doing pretty good. So go get a second job. Next thing is learn a trade. You might be in a position where you just got to go learn a trade. Learn a trade because the trades are hurting for new people because of others retiring out, and the number of tradespeople needed into the future. So find somebody that you know that's in a trade. They could be a plumber, electrician, a carpenter, a welder, a mechanic, a diesel mechanic, any one of these things. Learn a trade. Really what that means is learn something that's useful for the marketplace. So you got to learn something that's useful for the marketplace, that the marketplace is willing to pay for. And maybe in your city, maybe in your city where you live, there may be some high needs for specific skills in that city. So do some research, jump on an AI tool. I live in XY County. What is the current labor market like in this county? What is the labor market missing in this county? You got to do some work. You can't just sit there. You can't just sit there and not do any work, right? So we talked about changing our habits, right? So we can change our minds, change our habits, and our minds will follow. So change your habits by moving some of your time from being a consumer of stuff and information, and take that time and redirect it into something that's going to bring a positive impact into your life. And you're going to spend quite a bit of your life in retirement in some of your older ages, at your older age. And that's the time where, I don't know about you, but I don't, I'll do whatever I have to do until I don't have to do it anymore. But there are lots of things that I don't want to do. And I'm sure there's some things that you don't want to do as you age and as you get into that retirement. All right. So learn to trade. Next thing is buy and sell. Buy and sell. You can buy and sell lots of things. You can go to a Goodwill. There's lots of people that do this. I see it all the time. You can go to a Goodwill outlet type store and fill your shopping cart full of stuff and clean it up. And you can do an online sell on an app called Whatnot. And you can sell whatever things, t-shirts, jackets, hats, trinkets, furniture, whatever it is, buy and sell stuff. People have stuff that they want to sell. You can buy it for cheap and then you can sell it. Go to a garage sale and find things for cheap and sell it for a couple more dollars, right? So we're talking about changing habits so we can change our minds. Well, change your mind about things that you're willing to do. Because right now, I would bet you might be willing to waste time, not so much intentionally, but through apathy, through an ease of access. So let's change our habits so we can change our minds. Change our minds and change your habits so you can change your future. So you're not eating government cheese and drinking powdered milk, because I won't be there with you. Buy and sell. All right, so there we go. Start a business. How about that? Let's start a business. What skills do you have at your age currently? Maybe you're in your late 40s or 50s. What skill do you have that you've learned over time that it's an acquired skill through your effort that you can then use that skill for your benefit in a different way? You might be a bookkeeper. Could you teach some bookkeeping class to local businesses in your area? Could you, you might be, you just might have a lawnmower in your garage. Could you go cut grass? Start a business. Because really the effort now based on the numbers that's provided, Federal Reserve data, most people in the median category, that's the middle number, are trailing behind some in their retirement, and some are trailing behind a lot. So now we got to make some changes, do some different things, see some different people, have different conversations so we can solve this problem. And that's what I'm doing. I'm solving for X, my own problem, which is how I go into retirement. All right, so get a raise, second job, whatever that looks like. But even on the raise, get a raise at your company. Look if there's another opportunity within your company that you can apply for a new position that pays more. That'll solve that thing. Get a second job. You probably don't want to get a second job, but if you change your attitude about why the second job is important, maybe it's not such a big deal because now you're planning for your retirement. Learn to trade something useful in the marketplace. There's lots of trades that need skilled people, and there's lots of training available. You might qualify and have the opportunity for some vocational training. You just have to get busy and look in your area. You can go, most counties have an office called the Economic Development Office. They have different resources available and different notices available and trainings available for the local marketplace. And I'll tell you something that's true. When I was unemployed before I started at my current position here, I've been here for about 6 months now, but between June and January, I was unemployed and spending time at the unemployment office, just looking around. I would get emails from the unemployment office and they were sharing different trainings that they had. And it was for various things and I don't know if it was like, it wasn't necessarily mechanical labor, but it was useful labor for the marketplace that I'm in. And they were offering multiple trainings for that. Now, with those trainings comes a network, which brings me to the idea. Do you have a network of people? Do you have a network of people that you're connected with other than your friends and family? Do you have a business network of people that you're connected with that you can shoot out a message? Hey, I'm looking at learning a couple of things, doing a couple of things. Have you seen anything out there in the marketplace that you're doing that I could also maybe learn a few things from you? That's, something you can do. Go learn to trade, buy and sell. Buy and sell. Everything's most things, everything. If I say everything, that's most things. That's not like 100% of things, but even still, then probably everything is for sale. So you can maybe be the middleman. You can find somebody selling something and have somebody looking for that same item, and you just connect in the middle and take a piece of the action. On a generic sense, that's called brokering. But anyways, and start a business. Start a business. You can definitely start a business with the skills that you have. Start a YouTube channel. And I'm not a YouTube guy. I'm just doing this to memorialize my pathway for $1 million in 5 years. That's why I'm doing this, because I want to memorialize what I'm up to for at least one generation behind me, or maybe two. Now, join the community. It's in the description. It's just an email thing. You can download the worksheet so you can start talking to your local financial planner or financial professional or whoever that is, because you got to talk to somebody about your finances so we can get this straight. There is no time to remain embarrassed about all of your bad decisions, because you can make good decisions today going forward. Hope this has been helpful for you, that it's giving you a little bit of fuel in the tank to get down the road to implement some things for your life that will help you in the future. Like I said, I'm solving my own problems and doing it out here openly and in public to become a millionaire in 5 years. And the reason I want to do that is because I don't want to eat government cheese and drink powdered milk. And I want to have a decent retirement without my kids having to set up a GoFundMe account when I cross over to the other side. Well, so that's kind of, those are the thoughts that I had tonight to share with you. I hope that it resonated with you to some degree and that you take action, take massive action. Like, for example, tomorrow is Saturday, get up early, take a shower, get dressed, make your bed as if you're going to work because you are going to work on yourself. So appreciate you hanging out for a few minutes and watching through. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share, only because you have found value in this short clip. So thanks again. We'll see you.